My name is Anthony for Haslage. It was the best of times, it was the worst of times. Then sometimes you have a cold and blow snot all over a customer. These are just a few of my stories while I was employed at GameStop. My favorite memory working for GameStop was during the lead up to the 2013 holidays. A woman came into the Lorraine GameStop and wanted to buy something for her grandchildren to play at her house. Easy enough. The go-to game console is obviously the Nintendo Wii U. I explained to her the motion control concept and the friendly games that are fit for a whole family. She liked what she heard, she bought this system and a great number of games. She left. A few days later, I'm on the sales floor and the woman walks up to me to explain that she cannot seem to sync the gamepad to the console. It's unusual. Luckily, we have a floor model, so I show it to her and explain how to sync the console. It took nearly 40 minutes before she felt comfortable enough to go home and try it by herself. At this point, I'm already 20 minutes late from clocking out, but the store manager was fully aware of what was going on. The next day, the woman returns to the store again, and she says that the issue persisted. I have worked on computers for a number of years, and the only other thing that popped into my head at the time was perhaps it was radio interference. So I asked her, was there any wireless routers or cordless phones near the Wii U console? Apparently everything was nearby the TV in which the Wii U console was connected. I told her to either remove everything from near the Wii U console or move the Wii U console to another television and try to sync again. She says okay, she goes home. I'm off the next day, but according to the store manager, the woman returned solely to thank me for my help. The issue was in fact radio interference. She said that the moment she moved the Wii U console into another room, everything connected just fine. She also asked that and I really love this part, she also asked that the store manager promote me or give me a raise or bonus. Or all of the above. I don't remember, because I wasn't there, I don't know the exact context, but I did get paid for those extra 20 minutes. So that was kind of a bonus. But that was my favorite story. I really like when people are really nice and receptive. It makes you feel good inside. And you don't mind spending 40... I maybe spent an entire hour and a half on this woman in the course of 2 or 3 days. But it was worth it to me. So, my least favorite memory working for GameStop was during the 2013 holiday season. And I was working at both the Lorraine and Avon stores at the time. I didn't mind it because I loved working at GameStop, but I ended up working 15 days straight and in the process got sick. One day I was at the Lorraine store and I had taken some cold medicine that made me a little loopy. As I was discussing PlayStation products with a group of guys, I suddenly sneezed on one of them without warning. I didn't feel it coming, I had no time to cover my face, it just happened. In my adult state, I grabbed my less than clean tissue from my pocket and tried to dry him off for him to yell at me. I don't blame him. It was gross. He then yelled for the manager and she sent me to the back room. Again, I don't blame her. I was gross. I was so embarrassed, and because of my medication, I can't remember any other part of that day. Nothing. I don't know if she sent me home. I don't even remember how I got there. I just remember I was on drugs. I mean, not illegal narcotics. I mean, I was like on Sudafed, like cold medicine, like Dayquil. My funniest memory took place at the Avon store. A kid comes in trying to buy Grand Theft Auto 5. Now, 5 had just come out. He could not have been more than 11 years old. He tosses money at me like I was his, I'm thinking of words and all of them are inappropriate. But basically, like a character in Grand Theft Auto would do to somebody in Grand Theft Auto. And he tells me he needs Grand Theft Auto 5 and he needs it now because his grandmother's waiting out in the car. I tell the kid, well, I can't sell it to you. You're underage. And he steps back and like gives me this, how dare you look, and says that if I don't sell him the game, he will have to get his grandmother and she will put me in my place. Although he did say it with a lot of expletives, like a lot of swearing for an 11-year-old. I told him, go get your grandmother. The kid returns with his grandmother in tow, and she is visibly annoyed. She did not want to be out of that car. I don't blame her. It was kind of cold out. I mean, it's September in Ohio. So in a demanding voice, the grandmother wanted to know why I would not sell her grandson a video game. I show her the rating on the box and explain to her the content in the game. She had a puzzled look on her face. Obviously, the kid had not told her what the game was about, like what was in the game. She looked down at her grandson as I explained it to her, and she asked him point blank, "Did you know this was in the..." And he said yes. If it was me, I probably would have lied, but he said. She slaps him, grabs him hard by the arm, thanks me for my time, leaves the store. Kid is crying. I contained my laughter. Wow. The most common thing that people ask for, which is also the thing that's in my head the most, is console exclusive games on other consoles. So a large demand for Mario games on Microsoft consoles, and then there's some demand for Halo games on Sony consoles. Never going to happen unless there's some type of merger, which is fairly unlikely. Although Nintendo is really putting on their characters on other, mobile devices and what, so maybe one day. But there are other stories about my GameStop employment experience. But let us end here, and thanks for watching. Thank you for checking out our content. Before you leave, please remember to click like and then subscribe. If you want to receive notifications, do not forget to enable them by clicking on the bell. Then afterwards, check out our social media at HaslageNet and our website at Haslage.net.